I never believed I'd end up in hell. I thought I was a good person, flawed, yes, but who isn't? I had excuses for every sin, justifications for every wrong. But nothing could prepare me for what awaited me on the other side of death. When I died, it wasn't peaceful, it was instant. One moment I was alive, then everything turned black. I felt my soul being pulled downward violently as if gravity had turned inside out. Then I landed. Hell. It wasn't just fire, it was hatred. The very air was thick with despair, choking and acidic. The sky, or what should have been, was an endless swirl of darkness, lit only by the flames from the lake of fire, which stretched far beyond the horizon. Screams filled the air, not like anything you'd ever hear on earth. These were shrieks soaked in agony, betrayal, regret. The ground was alive, maggots, ash, bones. The smell was rancid, a mix of burning flesh and sulfur. Every breath I took felt like inhaling glass and fire. And then I saw them, demons. Grotesque, towering figures with mutilated wings, eyes like pits of tar, and mouths filled with endless rows of razor-sharp teeth. Some crawled like beasts, others walked like men, but all of them existed for one purpose: to torture. One demon, cloaked in shadows and stinking of death, grabbed me with claws that pierced through my spirit. It laughed, a sound so evil, so soulless, it made my insides tremble. It dragged me to a pit where souls were chained, screaming, their flesh constantly burned off and regrown, only to be ripped away again. I begged, I screamed, I cursed. No one heard me, no one cared. That's when I noticed the faces. Famous faces. Celebrities I once idolized. Musicians, actors, influencers. People whose art I had consumed without thinking twice. They were there, tormented, broken, weeping. I called out to some of them, but they didn't even notice me. They were stuck in their own cycles of torture, each one reliving the consequences of their choices. I saw a singer whose voice once filled stadiums clawing at her throat as demons laughed and burned away her vocal cords over and over again. An actor I grew up watching was suspended over the lake of fire, begging for mercy, his fame meaningless in that place. They were not exceptions, they were reminders. Just as another demon lunged toward me to drag me deeper into an abyss of worms and flame, I cried out, not to the darkness, but to God. Something broke inside of me. I stopped justifying. I stopped lying to myself. I repented. In that moment, I felt the shift. A light, not from the fires but from above, pierced the suffocating dark. The demons hissed and recoiled. The chains around me shattered. I was being pulled upward, not by my own strength, but by grace. I woke up in a hospital bed, gasping for air, tears streaming down my face. I had been dead for several minutes. The doctors couldn't explain how I came back, but I knew. I had been given a second chance. Now I live differently. I share my story not to glorify fear, but to warn and to testify. Hell is real. The devil is real, but so is God's mercy. I was saved, not because I deserved it, but because God wasn't finished with me yet. If you're reading this, He's not finished with you either.